Downtown Chicago all lit up, and this fan base is starved for a winner. And they're seeing some good things tonight, not just from their young quarterback, Caleb Williams, the head coaching debut of Ben Johnson with the defense. 8 possessions for the Vikings, only 5 first downs for Minnesota, and 77 total yards. But it's only an 11-point game. From the 23, play action. Hawkinson has to make a sliding catch and a short gain. Ball came out, but he was down. That's the call right now.
The field's a catch and receivers down by contact. Second down.
As McLeod and Sewell came together. I think it's worth talking about how Kevin O'Connell, here's the catch. And his knee is down, ball comes out. And a challenge flag, first thrown by Ben Johnson. I don't see much there. Do you, Russell Yerk?
No, I don't see anything. He controlled the ball. He completed the process of the catch. The knee was down, and he was contacted by a defender, so he's down by contact before he gets up and the ball comes out. I think this challenge will be unsuccessful.
Chicago's challenging the rolling on the field, the receiver being down by contact.
Punched out by Noah Sewell. The knee's clearly down. But the challenge by Ben Johnson. We'll get the call when we come back.
McDonald's is putting value back on the menu, which means make it a meal and save. Extra value meals are back. So now get a Big Mac meal for $8.
Hey, hey, hey. What you got to say? Say hey, hey, hey.
New Balance, we got now.
We were made for Huli, made to bring her joy. Because when a scary tumor threatened her story, we became her magic. Every nut and bolt became special, each hand and tool dedicated to one quest, erasing that tumor and keeping her story alive. Because we were made for Huli.
Oh my God, I won. Guys, I just saw someone win an iPad for under $10.
I got this amazing Japanese knife set for just 75 cents.
I got this KitchenAid stand mixer for only $56.
There's millions of fast auctions and always something to win on DealDash.com. And today, new users get a $50 bonus credit. Go to DealDash.com right now and see how much you'll save.
And shipping is always free.
Still using a poorly built shop chair? Aren't you tired of the discomfort and back pain? Meet the Viper Chair, America's #1 rated shop chair. The Viper Chair glides over any surface with large industrial-grade casters, alleviate lower back pain with a perfectly angled backrest, and sit comfortably for hours with a thick, durable seat. Viper chairs are designed for every job or anything else you love to do in the garage. Don't miss out on the biggest deal of the year. Save up to $200 on select packages, plus free shipping on orders. Shop Viper Industrial.
In replay, the call stands, and Russell Yerk, our rules analyst. Russell, it doesn't matter that Sewell came in and just punched the ball.
Correct. The punching of the ball is a football play, and that's entirely legal. Even if he incidentally contacts the body, that's not a foul.
So the knee was down. He had possession. Bears lose a timeout. And on 2nd down and 8, they set up a screen for Aaron Jones. Gets a block out there. And Jones with one of his bigger plays of the game as Donovan Jackson, the rookie, was out there. And Noah Sewell with a good piece of work to make the tackle, gain of 6.
Noah Sewell, who's made the start for the injured T.J. Edwards, comes up and makes a nice play. And right now, Kevin O'Connell, that call sheet for him isn't looking too big. And trying to figure out, they want to get this defense off of him and get the ball down the field. but they haven't been able to protect when they've tried that, and you'd like to help the young quarterback out running the football, but they've had no success on the ground there either.
It's 3rd down and 2. Play clock inside of 5. McCarthy slings. Here's Thielen. And the ball came out when Thielen hit the ground. It's incomplete. And no argument from Thielen. It's 4th down, and the punt team will come on for the Vikings. It was there, and Thielen couldn't secure it.
Yeah, it sure was, and this is not typical of Adam Thielen, but a big moment in the game, but a good play in turning it loose with Tyreek Stevenson. So he's able to rip it out in what would have been their first 3rd down conversion of the night. So they just had a hard time sustaining any type of drives and should have there.
Line drive punt. Duvernay with a fair catch. Bears ball again as they lead by 11. Saturday we have SEC on ABC college football triple-header at noon. Wisconsin against number 19 Alabama. At 3:30, number 6 Georgia takes on number 15 Tennessee. And at 7:30, Florida against number 3 LSU. Each game is also available on the all-new ESPN app. Adam Thielen, who is number 3 on the all-time list for the Vikings in catches and receiving touchdowns, mad at himself on the sideline as he could not hang on to the ball after the initial catch. Nice run here by Swift as he plows ahead and gets 9.
Yeah, that was a lot of DeAndre Swift there. And this offensive front getting a little movement. I mean, contact right there, but he just keeps on moving his legs, and DeAndre Swift's in a little bit of a prove-it year this year after having somewhat of a disappointing season last year. When he's had good offensive lines, he's been good. And last year he didn't, and he wasn't so good. And this is a group that is expected to be a lot better than they have been tonight.
DJ Moore was in the backfield. He gets it now. Trying to make moves, and with that last effort, he's knocked down right at the marker. Under 5 to go in this 3rd quarter, and it is a 1st down for Chicago. These two head coaches approached preseason football differently. Ben Johnson played his starters, played Caleb Williams. Kevin O'Connell did not really play J.J. McCarthy much at all, and I think that's showing up here in this game.
Just 12 snaps for that first unit in the first preseason game.
Here's Swift on a toss.
And I asked Kevin O'Connell about that. Here's a look at Caleb Williams and what he's been able to do as far as getting the ball out, which has been preached to him ever since Ben Johnson became the head coach, that they were not going to sit back there and take 68 sacks, 3rd most in NFL history again this year, and help out the offensive line. And he's done a good job of it. And as we've moved into this second half, he's gotten more and more comfortable, and you can see by the way he's carrying himself and the way he's throwing the ball.
Ball's coming out quicker as he is chased by Cashman. He wins that, and out of bounds inside Vikings territory, showing his speed in a carry of 13 yards.
Yeah, it's, you know, when you get the first part of it going with the timing and seeing the field and getting it to the right guys, then when it's not there and you get pressure, you know, there's just not a lot of players that can throw the ball from the pocket and still present that element like Caleb Williams.
Cashman, who was the one chasing him, is down on a knee. Don't know if he's injured or tired.
Boy, you hope he's just tired, because that's a guy who's a key cog in this defense and missed some time last year along with Ivan Pace. And when Cashman's not on the field, this is a different defense.
We've got Van Ginkel, Pace, Cashman, and Grenard. It's about as good as it gets along that linebacker level. Here's Cashman chasing him to the sideline and still down on a knee. And as Troy said, you have to hope he's okay.
Yeah, he pulled up a little bit, and trying to catch Caleb Williams, and you see it in training camp and especially in the early part of the year if you haven't been playing much in training camp. And Blake Cashman didn't take any snaps in preseason. Going back to your point, Joe, that you do see a lot of these soft tissue injuries early on.
Eric Wilson takes Cashman's spot. Handoff to Swift. Stood up. Still fighting for maybe an extra yard. He gets 2. Cashman was trying to go into the tent, but their center Ryan Kelly is already in there. So
this team last year, Joe, they were one of the healthiest teams in the NFL. And obviously that goes a long way in the success then of your season. But they were banged up. Harrison Smith, the safety, he did not play tonight. And then you've got Kelly and now along with Blake Cashman in this one.
Nice cut back by Swift. First down with the ball inside the 35. And a gain of 12.
That's a nice run by DeAndre Swift. You can see him start to the front side and then the cutback. Once it clogs up, that's what you're looking for, is that lane right through there. And he hits it. It's his longest run of the night. The back, obviously, that Ben Johnson's very familiar with. Hey, got the defense with snap count, it looks like.
That's Javon Hargrave, who was added with Jonathan Allen to beef up the defensive line.
Neutral zone infraction, number 97 defense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
We've seen him use his cadence a few times tonight effectively to draw off the defense.
Meanwhile, they had that extra offensive lineman, Theo Benedette, who's come in all night in motion.
Yeah, big part of what they did in Detroit. They ran 6 offensive linemen more than any other team, and it's carried over to Chicago.
Here's Swift. Just runs right through Isaiah Rodgers.
No, that's to me, that's his best run of the night because he's been labeled as often the case. When you have the ability that Swift has, then you're no longer a power runner. You can't be. And he's been hearing that long enough. And that's as good finishing a run as you can look at.
They've been asking Swift to be a little more straight ahead, running north on plays, and he's shown some power in this game. Play action, good protection. Flag on the play as Swift makes the catch. Flag is in the area where you expect a hold.
Holding, number 58 offense. 10-yard penalty. Replay, first down.
Starting right tackle Darnell Wright. Talked about the interior of the offensive line for the Bears. Braxton Jones making his 41st career start at left tackle. But there is the hold on Wright.
Yeah, it didn't look like much, quite honestly, to me. You got
Troy, I agree with you. I don't see anything there that would justify a hold.
Yeah, Redmond, he kind of went to the ground, just slipped more than anything.
Monangai in the backfield, the rookie. Williams over the middle and is out of the range of Cole Kmet. That was a fastball from Caleb Williams, and it was high and a bit wide, 2nd and 20.
Yeah, and he's missed a couple of these. You can see Kmet right here. He's going to come in. He wants to kind of settle it down because they're in zone, and the ball just gets away from Caleb Williams enough. You see how much area there was to complete that pass, and those are tough. You saw the expression on Caleb Williams' face after the miss. Those are hard when you don't take some of the layups that are gimmies.
2nd and 20, big pressure. And the ball just comes out and goes out of bounds. Let's see what the call is here. Pressure by Eric Wilson, who took over for Blake Cashman.
I think they ruled it incomplete. At least that's what the umpire did, or excuse me, the referee. And I think that's the right call. He was just trying to get it out and avoid the sack as he was losing his footing.
Flag is down. Here is he was not touched. It's
Intentional grounding, number 18 offense. The quarterback was outside the pocket. However, the pass did not cross the line of scrimmage, and there were no receivers in the area of the pass. Lost it down, 10-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Well, that's a big play with 5 seconds left as that backs up Chicago 10 more on what goes down as intentional grounding because the ball didn't get back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they'd gotten in position to add to their lead, and they've been going the wrong direction ever since.
That knocks Chicago for the moment out of field goal range. They don't need all 30 yards, but they need a chunk. Zacchaeus gets it and gets that chunk of yardage as the 3rd quarter comes to a close. It's a 12-yard gain. Bears back in field goal range, having fun tonight. Matched up against their divisional rival and leading at 17-6. You're watching NFL Kickoff presented by YouTube TV.
Rated mature.
This fight's going to be incredible. This kid is the real deal. Does it again. Sean Silva. This guy is a force.
I like winning on the field, but it's even more fun winning on Deal Dash.
Lori won $2,000 Tiffany earrings for just $1, and Joseph won an iPad for just $6. There's millions of fast auctions, so try today at DealDash.com for $50 of free credit and your first win guaranteed.
45 minutes is all it takes to take a lunch break, stream your favorite show, chat with mom. But for a child born with a cleft condition, that's the time it could take to heal their smile. With your help, Operation Smile can reach thousands waiting for a cleft surgery. One that gives a new smile in as little as 45 minutes and transforms a life forever. Scan or go online today.
Great work starts with a great workspace. That was the idea behind the original Veridesk, and it's the inspiration behind everything we do. From our latest standing desks and ergonomic seating to free shipping and fast assembly. We create a workspace that works for you, so you can feel your best and do your best. Get our best deals now at Veri.com.
Ooh, I can ignore that. It's just a reminder to get life insurance, but I can do it later.
We just got our life insurance through Ethos. You could get $1 million in coverage, and it only takes about 10 minutes.
That's not bad, actually.
Check your price today at ethos.com.
Well, that was a big 12-yard completion before the end of the 3rd quarter. Caleb Williams still frustrated, but that gets Cairo Santos back into field goal range. He'll attempt a 50-yarder. And while this feels like a 4+ score game, even if they make this field goal, it's a 2-score game if you want to put it in that category.
Good call by Ben Johnson, knowing you're not going to likely pick up the first down. Let's get ourselves in field goal range, and it was a designed play to put them in a position here for this opportunity.
Santos missed it as that just drifted wide to the right, and this remains an 11-point game.
Yeah, those are tough. You get down here and an opportunity to come away with some points and extend the lead, and then just not to take advantage of it and continue to keep Minnesota in this ball game. And now they're set up with really good field position.
That's the end of the field where Reichard hit from 59 yards in the first half. to tie a Soldier Field record. J.J. McCarthy rubbing his hands together, saying, let's go to work. He's got to. Thrown for just 56 yards. Mason, right up the gut, broke a tackle. He got through Noah Sewell, and a nice strong run by Jordan Mason, a gain of 7. So we check in with Lisa.
Yeah, Joe, you can see center Ryan Kelly is back in the game. He had been in the medical tent. They were working on his right leg. They say he's good to go, but linebacker Blake Cashman has been ruled out with a hamstring injury.
So another hamstring. That has hit the Bears hard, and now it hits Minnesota with Blake Cashman. Again with Mason able to break it. And rumbling down near the 35. That's the longest run of the night for the Vikings. Byard brings him down, but just like that, the Vikings are moving the football, a gain of 18.
Josh Oliver gets just enough of the linebacker in order to give Mason a place to run with the football. He breaks that tackle, then he's able to get past the safety, Byard, and a really nice job. With the field position that they had to start this drive, they have got to capitalize. Obviously, they're already in field goal range, but they've got to come away with a touchdown.
They fake it to Mason. McCarthy protected to the sideline. There's Jefferson. Able to get both feet down, and he's got a first down. They finally connect for a nice shot downfield for 17 yards.
No, good job on the outside by Justin Jefferson as they put him in motion. Tyreek Stevenson trying to keep up with them and just lay it out there, which is what he's able to do for the easy completion.
Second catch of the game for Jefferson.
Well, it didn't take long for them to get down here.
Mason, nice lane. And Jordan Mason with Adam Thielen out in front of him blocking gets 5.
Well, they've kind of started leaning more on Jordan Mason, and rightfully so against this defense of the Bears. It's been pretty tough sledding. Get a bigger back there and see if he can't move the pile and make something happen. And Jordan Mason's been able to do that on this drive.
Fake toss. Looking for Naylor. Ball's knocked down. Dexter, he's had a night. Sweat was there. And Montez Sweat is the one who got up and knocked it away as we say his name for the first time all evening.
And Montez Sweat likely saved the touchdown because he's got an opportunity to the corner right here. You're going to see a receiver coming into the picture, and they had him. Looked like Jalen Naylor, number 1, is going to be the guy who comes down, and he was open. And he's got a chance, but Montez Sweat saves it.
3rd down and 5. Good protection over the middle. It's caught for a touchdown. Jefferson. And he breaks out his first gritty of the 2025 season, and the Vikings are showing they're going to go for 2.
Well, the design of the route, you're going to see 2 receivers kind of in the same area, about 5-yard separation with Justin Jefferson trailing and Naylor. That's not good separation between those as far as a quarterback being able to see where to go with the ball. But he is able to locate Jefferson, gives him a good opportunity, and now the Vikings going for 2.
Going for 2 to make it a 3-point game. McCarthy in trouble. Flag is thrown and just throws it up. Incomplete. Pressure by Odangbo, who's had a nice night.
Illegal use of hands in the face, number 55, defense. The penalty will be enforced half the distance of the goal. Retry.
There's a look at it. Dio Odengbo.
And that last little push there with the right hand, Russell Yerk, is what got the flag.
It is, but it looks like it's still below the face, but I understand why he called it.
Yeah, I was wondering why I called it. Yeah, don't get me going week one. But you're right, Joe. You mentioned the night that Odengbo has had. He was a big question mark as far as what was his impact going to be. They hoped he would bring something, but he has been all over this field. But a costly penalty.
Now from the 1. Play action. McCarthy keeps. Finds the tight end, Oliver, and Jonathan Owens saved 2 points. The 13-yard touchdown to Justin Jefferson, which was the Vikings' first third down conversion of the entire night. And it was McCarthy unleashing a rocket over the middle. Jefferson with a touchdown. And it's a 5-point game with 12 to go in Chicago.
Cantina chicken bowl with that slow roasted chicken and freshly prepared pico.
Thank you, sir. So what do two dudes do in LA for fun? Shout out Taco Bell for sponsoring the pod and for being my go-to source of protein.
I'm so sorry to cut you off. It's like macro magic.
Yeah, it's like macro magic. Todd.
It's a big match for the National Women's Soccer League, and only the best will win.
Just Godzilla bankroll, stones and silly on. Yo, I ain't got it all. That means I'm barely home. Trailblazer, stay ballin' with vengeance. My arts is crafty. Dogs, why I stuck on Laffy Taffy, wondering how did get past me? I've been doing this before, now it's dropping nasty.
For adults with obesity, Zepbound means change.
It's changing what I believe is possible when it comes to weight loss.
Zepbound helps adults with obesity lose weight and keep it off.
Don't take if allergic to it, or if you or someone in your family had medullary thyroid cancer or multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2. Tell your doctor if you get a lump or swelling in your neck. Stop Zepbound and call your doctor if you have severe stomach pain or a serious allergic reaction. Severe side effects may include inflamed pancreas or gallbladder problems. Tell your doctor if you experience vision changes, depression, or suicidal thoughts before scheduled procedures with anesthesia. If you're nursing, pregnant, plan to be, or taking birth control pills. Taking Zepbound with a sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar. Side effects include nausea, diarrhea, and vomiting, which can cause dehydration and worsen kidney problems.
Ask your healthcare provider about Zepbound. Explore savings options today.
Well, this game has an entirely different feel to it now. It's a 5-point game at Soldier Field as Justin Jefferson gets the touchdown from J.J. McCarthy, his first touchdown pass of his very young NFL career. But that drive looked better, and no shock because they got the running game going.
Yeah, that's why it looked better. They were able to take some of the pressure off. Jordan Mason had the big run and had a couple in that drive, and then of course the throw there to Justin Jefferson. But heck of a play by Jonathan Owens there on Josh Oliver to keep him from coming away with that 2-point conversion.
Owens saved 2 points with that strong tackle as Duvernay on the far side, full head of steam, and he gets hit hard at the 25 by Eric Wilson. Here's the 2-point try.
Yeah, you see where he is, and then here's Josh Oliver, who's going to come across the field, and he's in man coverage and he recognizes it. But it's one thing to recognize it, then you got to make the tackle against a big guy in the open field. And You see so many times a receiver get that and still be able to break a tackle and cross the goal line. That's a great play on his part, and a big difference right now in this game.
Next Gen Stats said Owens traveled over 27 yards to make that tackle in the open field. Big play. First down from the 25. Caleb Williams has to pull it down, and it's Hargrave. His first as a Viking. And what a big play as this defense for Brian Flores is trying to take control of this game back.
Well, Brian Flores, he tries to line up to where he can get one-on-one blocking. And he brings up Van Ginkel, and he doesn't rush. And then you've got 3-on-2, but yet Hargrave's able to split the difference between the two blockers. And he just gets right in the face of Caleb Williams.
That's a loss of 8. First sack of the night, and now it's Swift getting wrapped up by Eric Wilson, who's playing for the injured Blake Cashman. And now the crowd that's been having fun all night is starting to groan before 3rd and 19.
Yeah, they're applying the pressure now, and you're watching this, seeing exactly what is Ben Johnson going to do offensively to try to keep the ball in their hands and see if they can't go down the field. And unfortunately for them, Minnesota's had answers.
Back-to-back tackles for a loss. Now 3rd and 19. Quick throw, and Van Ginkel almost walked into the end zone. He got his left hand on the football on that quick throw, and that was wow.
Well, they rush 5. Van Ginkel, he just recognizes it immediately. I mean, he's going straight up the field. As soon as he sees Caleb Williams go, he knows exactly where Odunze was going on the throw. And we've seen him make some pretty wild interceptions over his career. And not that he had a chance to catch that, but just to get his hand on it was pretty impressive.
He had 2 pick sixes last year. Line drive punt. Miles Price, he's been good. Has a little bit of room, makes a move. Vikings have found a returner. And that's a 23-yard return. And the guy wearing number 4 just put his team inside Chicago territory. Jefferson, McCarthy. Little momentum on that Vikings sideline. You're watching NFL Kickoff, presented by YouTube TV.
At Burger King, we don't listen to celebrities. We listen to you. Your next creation is here. The Crispy Onion Whopper. It's got the crisp, the crunch, the bacon, and it's imagined by you. Try the latest in the Whopper by You series today.
Oh my God, I won. Guys, I just saw someone win an iPad for under $10.
I got this amazing Japanese knife set for just 75 cents.
I got this KitchenAid stand mixer for only $56.
There's millions of fast auctions and always something to win on DealDash.com. And today, new users get a $50 bonus credit. Go to DealDash.com right now and see how much you'll save.
And shipping is always free.
We're with Mike, who's leaving home to protect his family and yours. We're with Tara during the holidays when she misses home the most. Thanks to generous supporters, we're with all service members and their families who need connection, comfort, and a home away from home. Are you with them? Learn more at USO.org today.
My biggest frustration with other deodorants is that they don't hold up, especially to a hard physical job. I was loading a package car and my driver came through and he was like, "What's that smell?" And I took a quick sniff and I was like, oh my God, that's me. Over the course of the day, Mando holds up. That's what I love about it. Every other deodorant I've tried just can't. I mainly use the stick on my armpits, but I use the spray all over my body. I wanted something that works, and Mando works.
Blake Cashman injured, but still trying to fire up the troops for Minnesota. That defense has come alive. And his replacement, Eric Wilson, has been all over the place since Cashman went out. And this is a 5-point game. They mark the ball right at midfield. which is where the Vikings will start. Our producer, Steve Ackles, our director, Artie Kempner, and a special shout out from all of us to Eddie Okuno and the entire tech team as we've moved into new production trucks. I know that doesn't mean anything to viewers, but all their great hard work has meant a lot to our crew. Nice work that they've done. Here's a handoff to Jones, and he's trying to get in on the fun. A nice run to start this drive as Aaron Jones got a good block from tight end TJ Hawkinson and picked up 9.
Timed up pretty well, and you're right, after Jordan Mason, the success he had on that last drive, Aaron Jones wants his opportunity now. And I tell you, he's you talk about his abilities as a receiver and what he can do in space. He's a pretty powerful back himself.
McCarthy keeps, steps into it. He's got Jefferson and can't make the catch. And now coming away injured is just Nashawn Wright. And I don't know if I saw that right, but it looked like that ball went through the hands of Jefferson.
Well, it was a ball that McCarthy will take a look at it and see exactly, but thought he could have gotten it and should have gotten it up a lot sooner than what he did, and then lay it more out. But you're right, it sure looked like that's a ball that Justin Jefferson would normally catch. No doubt.
Could not. And Nashawn Wright, who's got a pick 6 in this game, injured on the play. They check on him, and we'll take a break.
Paul? Hey, Carfox, are you hiding from used car shopping?
Yes.
It doesn't have to be scary.
Show me, Carfox.
Knowing how a car's accident history impacts price means you don't have to overpay. No fear, just Fox. Say show me at Carfax.com.
When Verizon gives you a free phone on any plan, you use AI a lot.
Gemini, is my houseplant leaning away because it hates me?
Nothing personal. It's leaning away for more sunlight.
Well, come here, girl.
Like, a lot. Get a Google Pixel 10 Pro on us.
Wait, did we finally agree?
The most destinations to get the trip out of the group chat. That's what the world's biggest airline can do for you.
Hi, everyone. I am your new editor-in-chief. How many of you have written for a paper before?
I've tweeted.
You've tweeted?
I'm in a group text.
Terrific. I hope it's not too disruptive to have me sort of shake everything up.
No, don't be so self-defecating.
It's Miller time. For 50 years, Miller Lite has been there. And if you've had one, you probably got a story worth telling. Legendary stories start with a light.
Me gusta la comida buena, es que el sabor me desespera. Con ganas me la como entera. Me gusta la comida buena.
You feel that? A Monday Night Football doubleheader. Baker feels it. That hyped up energy and a recharged rivalry. Feeling all the feels. From Bucks Texans at 7 on ABC and ESPN, and Chargers Raiders at 10 on ESPN.
Nashawn Wright got injured really after the play. He needed help getting off the field. Let's go down to Laura Rutledge. Laura.
Well, Joe, before this, they had been working on Nashawn Wright on the sideline as he was dealing with some calf cramping, trying to get him hydrated, stretching him out a lot. And that's what they continue to do. They've been putting a Theragun on his calf as well, and he continues to try to get hydrated.
Meanwhile, it's 3rd down and 1, so now they're without Wright, Kyler Gordon, and Jalen Johnson.
Here they come.
McCarthy backpedaling for Naylor, and they're going to throw a flag with Tyreek Stevenson in coverage. Montez Sweat had pressure on that play, and this one is against Chicago.
Pass interference, number 29 defense, spot foul, automatic first down.
And it's Tyreek Stevenson with that contact on Naylor, and the crowd doesn't like that call at all.
Yeah, I don't like it too much myself.
Yeah, I agree with you, Troy. It looks like he more slipped than anything. Yes, he touches him and there's some slight contact, but I don't think that's significant hindrance of his ability to catch the pass. I wish they'd have gotten together on that one and picked it up.
Yeah, you just see him go to the ground and you assume that he got tugged, and Tyreek Stevenson, he is expecting the ball. Well, you got Nashawn Wright, who's back in the ball game, but when they're bringing all-out blitz, they're expecting the ball to come out quicker than what it did.
McCarthy. Pass is caught. Spinning grab by Aaron Jones. And somehow, some way, the Minnesota Vikings are on top. Credit J.J. McCarthy with hanging in there. And that offense will stay out there again and go for two again as Jones is on the receiving end.
Yeah, Noah Sewell, who's, again, is starting tonight because of injuries. He's forced to try to run with him one-on-one. He's anticipating a quick out or an option route of some type when he's locked up with the back coming out of the backfield. And when they run these go routes from that position in the backfield, it is awfully hard on any linebacker to run with someone with the ability of an Aaron Jones.
Play clock inside of 5. Second two-point try. McCarthy begging for the ball. The pass is caught. Thielen. And this is a 3-point game. The Vikings connect. And McCarthy has come alive.
Yeah, he really has. I mean, they've been able to make some plays when they've had the opportunities. The Bears have failed to capitalize at times when they could have done a little bit more and extended it, but they've been hanging around, and McCarthy's been able to make some plays here the last couple of possessions.
Good job by Aaron Jones on the blitz pickup. And Thielen is there. McCarthy lays it on him, and this is a 3-point game with the Vikings on top. Kevin O'Connell, his team is hung in there. McCarthy is hung in there. There was under 1 minute left in the third quarter, and the Bears were up 11 with the ball 1st and 10 at the Vikings 24. They had a holding penalty, then a grounding call against Caleb Williams. It killed the drive. They missed a long field goal, gave the Vikings a short field. They got down into the end zone. Now they're back in there again, and they're up by 3.
Well, this guy's got a little moxie, there's no doubt. You don't win a national championship without that, and he is just hung in there. It has not been a great night. A lot has gone against him, as you said, and yet he's hung in there, and now he finds himself up 3 points, and now the tables have been turned. So what does Ben Johnson have, and Caleb Williams as well, now that for the first time tonight their backs are against the wall and having to make a play of their own?
This one into the end zone. And that will bring it out as we look at summer workouts. The last couple of years, Adam Thielen, who is from Minnesota, would go back home and had been working out with J.J. McCarthy. And now here they are on the same team.
Yeah, and who would have thought that they would be on the same team? And that these workouts, it wasn't like they did a ton of it, a couple times a week, over the course of couple months, but yet to have some familiarity with the receiver when he comes in at this stage of the season, I mean, that's irreplaceable.
Ball out to the 35 after the kick went into the end zone. 5 yards more of a penalty on a kick straight into the end zone that is down this year compared to last. And here is Jalen Redmond. And this Chicago offense is swift, is stood up at the line of scrimmage. All of a sudden can't do anything.
Well, this Jalen Redmond, what a job he has done as far as even making the team a year ago as an undrafted free agent. He was just going to be a camp guy, and he surprises everybody and gets his opportunity. And now they're talking about him as though he's going to be one of the outstanding players on this defense. Comes up with a big play.
On 2nd down and 10. Caleb throws, nice pass. Odunze for a first down. A gain of 13.
Odunze does such a nice job of just sitting down in the hole. It was a zone coverage. Caleb gets to him a little bit late. He drops his elbow down, but Odunze, he didn't go anywhere. A lot of times you'll see a young receiver, they'll start running around and leave an open window. He just sat right there and waited for the ball to hit him.
First down at the 47. Play action from Williams. He's in trouble. Van Ginkel chasing him. And out of bounds was Williams before he let that pass go with Javon Hargrave right there in his face.
He thought he was going to give Javon Hargrave the little, rope-de-dope and that he would fall for it, and he didn't. For a big man, he wasn't fooled at all.
So he stepped out of bounds, and that's going to move the ball back inside the 45, near the 43. A loss of 4, it'll go down as a sack as he steps out right there. On second down, Williams. Oh, what a throw and try for the catch as Odunze comes up empty.
Well, that was a tight window. I talked about earlier in this game that he missed a corner route when he had a big window in that zone coverage, but Isaiah Rodgers, this is a pretty tight between he and the safety. That ball has to be perfect, which it was. I mean, he fit that in perfectly, but you're asking him to make a big-time play with Theo Jackson coming in to close.
And now third down. And 14. Williams backpedaling and throws it out of bounds with Kmet the closest one to it. And that's now 6 straight third down stops by this Vikings defense.
Well, we've seen Flores. He started to bring more pressure, and he's been rushing more 5 guys that have been having an impact. So, Chicago unable to get anything going on this drive. Now they're going to be relying on their own defense to come up with a stop after a couple big drives by this Minnesota offense.
Brian Flores, 44-year-old, third season as defensive coordinator, former head coach in Miami. And his guys love playing for him with the Vikings as that one's blocked partially. The ball will take a decent Chicago roll inside the 35 as Eric Wilson, who's been everywhere, got through and got his hand on that punt.
He has been everywhere. Special teams player, and then he's had to step in on defense. He's been all over the field since then. Excellent job of him working through and getting his hand on this football. Tell you, this crowd in the third quarter, there was a time I hadn't heard the crowd this loud at Soldier Field ever. And Minnesota, ever since, it's been all them, and they've taken them right out of it.
Bears offense, remember, they marched down the field on the opening drive, put it in the end zone for a touchdown. Since then, they've had a defensive score and a field goal made. So the offense not doing their part. Kevin O'Connell's crew has hung in there. They were up against the ropes. And they've now come out starting to swing as they lead by 3 and take over at their own 32. After that 25-yard punt, here's Mason spinning his way into Chicago territory. And a 20-yard carry by Jordan Mason, who's, again, been the better back of the two.
Well, the offensive line has begun to flex on this defense. And the 2 drives that they've had where they've scored points, the big thing in those drives is they've gotten the running game going. And now the first play here, they get a big hole, and Jordan Mason finds it in a big gain.
Troy, the first 9 drives, the Vikings averaged less than 3 yards a rush. The last 2 just under 10 yards a rush. And that's when J.J. McCarthy and this offense woke up. Here's Mason. He stopped this time. Good job up front by the Chicago Bears defenders. Odangbo is in there with Noah Sewell.
As the beneficiary of a great running back when I played and a great offensive line, when you get the running game going, a lot of good things start to happen. And J.J. McCarthy, not that he necessarily needed to know that or didn't know that, but he certainly knows it tonight.
2nd and 10. Dennis Allen looking for a stop. McCarthy steps into it. He's got Hawkinson. And Hawkinson is knocked down just short of first down yardage. It'll be 3rd and short.
You just see the poise and the confidence right now of J.J. McCarthy as he has settled in. You know, I mentioned it. Things begin to slow down a little bit. Early in this game, things were moving awfully fast. He was under duress because of the play clock. Now he's being afforded a little more time, and you can see the results in his play.
5.5 to go.
On a night when we're honoring the 85 Bears, right now would be a good time for this defense to step up.
Aaron Jones got it. First down, Minnesota. And the drive continues, and that'll take it under 5 minutes to play here at Soldier Field.
And I would think if they can continue to run the football, you know, Kevin O'Connell, he's going to lean on that and see if he can't continue to wind this clock down.
14 wins a year ago, wasn't good enough to win the NFC North. A game behind Detroit. Sam Darnold moved on. He's in Seattle, and now they're playing behind J.J. McCarthy.
Although they're one-on-one down here with Justin Jefferson.
Here's Jones. He's able to get 3. It's been detailed in many publications, but J.J. McCarthy, who grew up in the suburbs of Chicago, LaGrange Park, was 4 years old when he attended his first game here at Soldier Field, October 14th of '07, a game against Minnesota that the Vikings won on a Longwell field goal. And now here he is, his first NFL start with his team out in front.
A little confusion here by this Chicago defense.
Jones is wide open. Makes the catch and tiptoes for a first down. Little misdirection, and the Bears over pursuing. Jones, there was nobody within 10 yards of him.
Yeah, because Josh Oliver comes off the ball at tight end, and the linebacker who's supposed to come out and cover that, he gets picked off. So it's a bit of a natural pick that Minnesota runs, and it opens it up for an easy completion.
Vikings have gone 3 tight ends over the last couple of plays. They have 2 in there now on first down. That's Naylor in motion. This is Jones, and a good play up front. Mason with the ball, and a loss of 1 as Montez Sweat makes the tackle.
Montez Sweat came in with the trade a couple years ago and had a big season, and not to his standards last year. Comes up with the play.
Second and 11. Jefferson with a blocker out in front, picking his way, and he's about half a yard, maybe a full yard short of a first down. It's 3rd down, and a timeout is taken.
I think Kevin O'Connell has called a heck of a game, especially here on these last 3 possessions. That play there on 2nd down, I was anticipating they might run the football to try to continue to milk the clock and then maybe pick it up on 3rd down. Instead, give the young quarterback a high percentage screen pass, blockers out in front, and picks up a nice gain to make this a 3rd and short and keep the clock running.
Timeout taken by Chicago. They're left with only 1.
Yeah, after challenging the 1 play, they lost that one.
It's been a drive that has consumed 4.5 minutes off the clock. And if they can pick up a yard and just keep chewing the game clock, it's a 3-point game. Vikings on top, and this is just going to be a battle up front, you would have to believe.
Yep. Bears won a good part of this game up front defensively, but they've been on the losing end the last 3 possessions.
Thielen in motion. McCarthy keeps. He's got it. And forces his way into the end zone. Touchdown. Hawkinson out in front of him. And J.J. McCarthy takes it into the end zone.
It's a simple read option. He's watching Odengbo on the outside, and when he puts it in Mason's belly, he's waiting to see what he's going to do. As soon as he turns his shoulders, McCarthy knows he has him beat on the edge.
And J.J. McCarthy, who had 10 rushing touchdowns in his 3 years at Michigan, has one in his first start with the Minnesota Vikings. And boy, did he and they hang in there tonight as the lead is 10.
They sure did. I mean, collectively. The defense did, the offense did, the coaching staff, everybody to get themselves in this position right now. You can't say enough about J.J. McCarthy. I mean, things were not going well at all. He was under duress, playing on the road, tough environment, Monday Night Football, and yet he hung in there, and Kevin O'Connell kept feeding him the football and let him kind of settle in, and he was able to do that. But, Joe, right now, I mean, for the Chicago Bears, and short of a miracle, if they don't win this game, how they're going to leave this field tonight knowing that they let one get away, because they were in total control at one point.
Vikings with 3 straight touchdown drives, and they've outscored the Bears so far in the fourth quarter 21-0.
You know, the other part of this, Joe, is really Minnesota, their surge and McCarthy really coming alive began after the pick six.
Tonight's game recap is brought to you by NBA 2K26. Here's the pick six and the 74-yard return by Nashawn Wright. He's trying to fire up his young players or his offensive line, and he finds Justin Jefferson in the end zone. He found Aaron Jones, who took it into the end zone, and then he takes it in himself, outscoring the Bears 21-0 in this fourth quarter.
It's pretty hollow as a young quarterback when you're talking to offensive linemen after you've thrown a pick six, but that group's going to look at him differently this week in practice. You know, he delivered for them when he had his back against the wall.
Williams for Kmet. And they're saying that's a catch.
It sure looks like it, and one heck of a catch at that.
Bears have only one timeout left. They're down by 10. And he caught it.
That's amazing. He didn't get a lot of opportunities last year, but he caught everything in his direction.
Here's one to the end zone, and DJ Moore was open but overthrown, and that stops the clock at 2:26.
Boy, he just had his eyes in the wrong place. He was looking in the backfield, or looking in the flat, I'm sorry, and to Zacchaeus here, who goes here, but then he misses DJ Moore. Immediately, Williams is looking to Zacchaeus, and because he's looking to the flat, he doesn't see the corner sit on it. Otherwise, the ball comes up a lot quicker.
There's the 31-yard catch by Kmet. Just phenomenal. And it's second down and 10. Sideline and incomplete for Swift. And now it's third down and 10.
Here's another look at that play. You got Zacchaeus coming here, and then DJ Moore comes off the ball. And you see right on how much room there is. He was just late getting to it, and I think when he was late, then the ball sails on him instead of him making an accurate throw. But, boy, that should have been an easy one. And then you've got a touchdown and still over 2 minutes left to play.
Third down and 10. Down the middle. Williams got hit as he let it go. There's a flag on the far side of the field. And this looks like illegal contact.
Prior to the pass, illegal contact, number 7, defense, 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Against Byron Murphy, who's working against Adunze. And Williams, under heavy pressure, got his arm hit. Bears have to be thankful he's okay. Hand got hit, arm got hit. Here's the penalty on Murphy. Just riding him up the field.
Here we go. Hey, we got Randy.
First down, gets hit again, and there's more. Ball's out. Flag on the play for the hit. And there's a flag in the secondary as Ivan Pace got through and hit Caleb Williams. There's 2 separate fouls here.
Yeah, they're both going to be against Minnesota, it looks like. But Caleb definitely, he got hit late or hit up in the head and neck area. You can see the pressure on Pace coming right up the gut. And he comes right into the headgear of Caleb. And then there's on the back end.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 0 of the defense. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot, automatic first down.
And then there was the hit on DJ Moore after the ball was placed somehow perfectly by Caleb Williams. He gets hit. But they're going to call it on the hit by Pace to give Chicago 15 yards, the automatic first down, and they're still checking on DJ Moore.
Yeah, they're going to talk about that penalty. That was a big hit, but it did not look like it went to the head and neck and to a defenseless receiver.
Correct. The contact was the shoulder up to the shoulder, and there was incidental contact to the neck area, so they threw the flag, but they decided to pick it up, but they still had the roughing the passer, so it's still going to be a 15-yard penalty and a first down.
So just 1 foul on the play on the hit by Pace.
The game clock. Thank you.
And they're going to put time back on the clock. There's 2 minutes, 12 seconds left. And the ball is inside the 15. Again, only 1 timeout remaining for Chicago. DJ Moore able to get up. He's been an Iron Man for the Bears. No missed starts with Chicago since he was traded here in 2023, DJ Moore. And he is still getting attention.
Well, we hope that he's okay, Joe. You look at the situation right now in this ball game, and I mean, with 1 timeout, them scoring before the 2-minute warning is huge, and it's a 2-score game. So even if they were to settle for a field goal here before the 2-minute warning, it affords them at least a chance to try to do something, But if this gets below 2 minutes, they're gonna lose a lot of valuable time with no timeouts of their own to stop the clock.
Yep. Well, the offense is out there. Moore is to the sideline. And for now, they'll try to strike into the end zone here with 2:12 to go.
Navy.
4-man rush. Caleb Williams steps through, looking for the end zone. He's no signal yet. The officials come together. Touchdown.
Rolling on the field is a touchdown.
We've seen it throughout the night, what he's able to do with his legs. This is an outstanding job by him. Take a closer look.
Contact number 7 of the defense. The penalty is declined. Touchdown.
They did throw the flag. There's a lot going on. They threw the flag on Byron Murphy. Caleb Williams looks to be out of bounds. Russell,
The previous play is under review.
He is definitely out of bounds, and the ball is just short of the goal line when he first touches out of bounds. I expect that they will reverse this to short of a touchdown.
Well, Ben Johnson has kept his offense out there, so they're anticipating that.
After replay review, the ball carrier is out of bounds with the ball at the half-yard line. It's 1st and goal.
And again, there's 2:04 left, trying to come up with a quick score before the 2-minute warning. Meanwhile, DJ Moore went back out there, so he was good enough to continue in this game. That's good news for Chicago.
No doubt.
He just came back off the field, and it'll be 1st down and goal from just outside the end zone.
Half the distance to the goal.
So now, because it wasn't a touchdown, they're going to move the ball half the distance to the goal, which is inches away and inches closer. And it'll be 1st down and goal.
1st and goal, and then they added a second also on the clock. Instead of 2:04, there's 2:05.
Frustration for Ben Johnson. He's only got one timeout in his pocket. They need to score right here, right now. They fake the pitch, throw it wide open, touchdown Adunze. With 2:02 to go. And they get it done outside of the 2-minute warning. And the extra point to follow. And then it'll be incumbent upon Santos to boom it out of the end zone.
That's right. Yeah, that's the key, because otherwise it doesn't much matter, but he's going to have to boom one.
First things first is the extra point. And it's a 3-point game.
The other option, Joe, is if he kicks it out of bounds. But you just those 2 seconds, they're precious.
Welcome you inside the broadcast booth. Joe Buck, Torrey Aikman. Just a complete reversal. I mean, we were coming on camera the last time at the end of halftime, and it was one-sided, all Chicago. And since this 4th quarter started, it's been all Minnesota, and credit to Kevin O'Connell for keeping his team in this ball game.
Yeah, he really has done a great job. He's done a great job ever since he got to Minnesota. But to keep the young quarterback in the ball game and keep his head clear, and for him to come out and respond the way that he did. And again, I mentioned it moments ago that I think Kevin really did a nice job, especially those 3 scoring drives. But he's such a great play caller for any quarterback. But how fortunate is J.J. McCarthy to be working with him, and what a job J.J. McCarthy. There's going to be a lot of tough moments over the course of a career in this league, and he saw it tonight. He kind of went through it all, but he hung in there and did a nice job.
All right, so they got the touchdown with 2:02 to go. And you cannot allow any time to come off the clock with any kind of a return right here.
Or will he? Yeah, I was going to say they're lined up. They've already decided it. He could have tried the onside kick,
but they would have to declare it. They have not declared that, so he's got to let it fly. And a decision by Ty Chandler, which is a good decision. And that gets this game clock inside 2 minutes, so the Bears do not get that extra stoppage with 2 minutes left.
You see Kevin O'Connell, he gave him the fist pump, said did exactly what you were told. Bring it out of the end zone if you can. And
what a night for J.J. McCarthy, Kevin O'Connell, and the Vikings. They've got the ball. 1:55 to go, up 3.
Anytime I'm coming through Dallas, I go to Nick and Sam's Steakhouse. You have to get a reservation with the Sapphire Reserve card. The tables, they go quick because the steak is phenomenal. It's not quite as good as my dad's steak, close. And that's pretty dang good.
Jameson, a famously smooth whiskey from a famously big family. Meet Jose. Could be one of us. Even when he shows up uninvited, he's never empty-handed. You see, he's nearly as smooth as our whiskey. Must be a Jameson.
Ready-to-eat meal delivery services are not created equal. At Factor, it's personal. Everything is done from scratch every single day. Nutrition and flavor is first and foremost when we create any dish.
Sign up for Factor today and get 50% off your first box at factormeals.com.
Michelin innovates on the road and far beyond by manufacturing prosthetic leg belts that allow for greater flexibility of movement. Michelin, motion for life.
That's right. Move it like this now. You gotta move that.
Big time, best time, all the time. Come seek the Royal Caribbean.
With NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV, Jason Kelsey can watch every game every Sunday, all in one place. But how much NFL in one place can he handle?
Yes! Whoa!
What have we done? NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV. Every game, every Sunday, new users pay less.
Hi, I'm Scott Van Pelt, coming up on the Nationwide post-game after this game wraps up. One of the stars of the game, from which team will it be? We'll visit with Joe and Troy afterwards as well. This game, fellas, has changed dramatically in this second half. Look forward to talking to you when this is done.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen a flip of a game script like this since, I don't know, last night with the Bills and the Ravens.
That's right.
The way that thing turned within the last 4 minutes of that ball game, and now it's a 21-7 fourth quarter with the Vikings pulling out in front now by 3. A minute 55, only one timeout remains for Chicago, and we'll show you Ty Chandler getting help from the sideline about taking that kickoff out of bounds a moment ago. Here's Mason. He's had a nice night. And look at the eyes of Chandler. He's checking with the sideline. And who does he find? Kevin O'Connell over on the sideline saying, "Come on out, Ty. We need to get this game clock under 2 minutes."
That's pretty good. I just wonder if Kevin O'Connell told him before he went out, "Hey, you look to me if you catch this ball and I'll tell you what to do."
Like a third base coach.
That's right. You talk about these great games around the NFL. Last night, of course, with Buffalo and Baltimore, and then this one. Yeah, the NFL's put America back on the edge of their seat.
Yeah, here we are again. And for Kevin O'Connell and his Vikings are involved in another one-score game. They were 9-1 in one-score games last season. Second down and 7. Bears are out of timeouts. Mason is tackled immediately by Brisker. No gain on the play. It'll be third down. So this will take us down to about a minute remaining. Run another play, and then
you're looking at, if they keep the clock running, which I got to believe they're going to just hand the ball off. You're talking about punting roughly around 15 seconds or so.
Vikings have all 3 of their timeouts left, and Kevin O'Connell, it appears, will use one now.
First charge timeout, Minnesota. 30-second timeout.
When we talked, Troy, with Kevin O'Connell, he talked about trying to get more physical. They went out in the offseason. They revamped the interior of this offensive line. It took a little bit of time in this game for them to start flexing their muscles, but they got more physical in this second half, And it was that offensive line that got the ground game going, which then opened it up for the first-year starting quarterback, J.J. McCarthy.
You know, especially considering what happened last year to end the season for the Vikings and when they got mauled by the Rams and gave up 9 sacks. And one of the first things out of O'Connell's mouth that day at the press conference was that they needed to get better up front. And so didn't look so good early. You know, Chicago was winning that, but for them to come around the way they did was impressive.
Handoff is to Mason, and Jordan Mason is going to bring up 4th down as he gets a couple over the left side. Vikings will let it go all the way down. Likely spend another timeout. And then it will be the defense of the Vikings out on the field, the offense for the Bears in a 3-point game, but a long way to go with no timeouts. And just one note about McCarthy. J.J. McCarthy is now one of 2 players to throw multiple pass touchdowns in their debut. McCarthy tonight, Fran Tarkenton in the first game in Vikings history in 1961. He came off the bench. The opponent in both games, the Chicago Bears.
Well, no offense to the Chicago Bears, but that's pretty good company anytime you're compared to Fran Tarkenton. But I mentioned it a little bit earlier. This team's going to look at J.J. McCarthy a lot different this week. When you've got a guy who has yet to play, you know, there's a lot of unknowns in that locker room with the veteran players especially. We showed him talking to the offensive line after he threw the pick 6, and I also know, because I've been on that end of it, to where those linemen kind of look at you with an empty stare, and they're not really thrilled to be hearing from you many times. But the way he responded to that, he gained some trust and confidence in that locker room. It's going to carry him a long way.
Wright will boom it. Running back and taking a safety was on the board as well to take more time off the clock. But there's 9 seconds left. When we talked to J.J. McCarthy, and we're 9 seconds away from the end of the game, so time running out on the Bears, there's a brightness to him. He's been described as an old soul. His parents, Jim and Megan, obviously did a tremendous job for this young man who has been dialed into the sport of football since he was a young boy, working throughout high school at Nazareth Academy, the Roadrunners. Won a national championship at Michigan. He and his partner are going to be parents later on in this month. He's got a lot going on. He's 22 years old, and barring the incredible, he will start his NFL career 1-0 with a road win in the stadium where he's rooted on his Bears.
You mentioned the incredible Ben Johnson and the trick plays and the things that he dials up. We'll see what he has for this situation right here.
That's what it's going to take, and this ball hits DJ Moore, flags on the play, and Moore gets hit out of bounds, and we're down to 5 seconds left. I don't know if that was supposed to be a direct snap to DJ Moore or what that was.
Not quite what I was expecting.
Illegal shift, offense, 5-yard penalty, replay, first down.
And it just takes more time off the clock. I think the Bears are going to wonder what hit him.
Yeah. They're going to walk out of here short of a miracle right here and wonder how they lost this football game.
5 seconds left, no timeouts. The defense pushed back. They've got safeties back on their side of the 50.
They got their hands team out here now.
It's Adunze. It's Moore. He's got to get rid of it. He does. And Manungai can't make a play, and that's it. The Minnesota Vikings will start this season 1-0 with this strong comeback and a win on the road here in Chicago. Kevin O'Connell starts 1-0. Ben Johnson, the rookie head coach, 0-1. And J.J. McCarthy, back home in Chicago, gets the win. We asked him about all that memorabilia that he collected as a kid. He said, that's all gone now. I consider Minnesota my home.
Kevin O'Connell wasn't really in the mood to hear about his coming home either.
No. Said if he's worrying about where he grew up and where he saw his first game when he was 4, he's thinking about the wrong stuff. But, I mean, we can talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, come on. That's what we do.
Let's send it down to Lisa Salters. Lisa.
JJ, your NFL debut here in your hometown, your family in the stands. You said you weren't going to think about any of that until post-game. Now here you are. Just what's this feeling like to you?
It's surreal. You know, your first NFL win, and you know, I just can't be more proud of the guys up front. The defense, they were, you know, it was struggling the first half for us offensively, and they had our back, you know, in the kicking game, punts and all that. So I just want to say my thanks to my team right there.
You said that the game wasn't going the way you would have liked, and you threw that pick 6, and then it seemed like everything changed. What started to click for you?
Honestly, you know, we were just figuring it out. We were playing one play at a time, and, you know, Coach O'Connell got us in great play calls, and we just executed at the end of the day. So, yeah, it just came down to execution.
When things weren't going well, what was the issue?
You know, it's just all 11 being on the same page. I feel like, you know, it's game 1. There's a lot of things we got to clean up. But, you know, I was really, really proud of how we responded because there's going to be a lot of gritty games in the future.
Yeah, and again, even when things weren't going well, we could see you on the sidelines, rallying the troops, talking to your O-line, talking to your receivers. What were you saying to them?
That we got to believe. You know, that's one thing that we can do is control the controllables, and our belief in, you know, going out there and executing that next play. And, you know, it's as simple as that. We got a great group, and everyone was on the same page with that.
JJ, this is game 1 of what will hopefully be a very long career for you, but what do you think you will remember most about this night?
Getting the win. That's what I remember most. You know, just being here in the hometown, you know, it's a dream come true. And, you know, to all the kids out there, it's possible. And, you know, I just love my guys and can't wait to go to war next week.
Congratulations and welcome home.
Thanks so much, Lisa.
Joe.
Lisa, thank you. JJ McCarthy, thank you. He won a national championship in Michigan in 2023 at 20 years old. He missed all of last year with a knee injury. And here he is making his NFL regular season debut. They hung in, came back, and got a win. Final score, Vikings 27, Bears 24. For most of our ABC viewers, your local news is coming up next. For our viewers on ESPN, the Monday Night Postgame presented by Nationwide is next. Vikings 1-0.
Joe, thank you very much. On the way, Sports Center. And one of the stars of the game will join me right here on our set. Ryan Clark will be here as well with the keys to the game and what changed in the second half for McCarthy and Minnesota. As Joe was just mentioning, for those of you watching on ABC, your late local news is next. If you're with us on ESPN, sit tight. Nationwide postgame is coming in just 90 seconds. Vikings get the win. Big second half comeback.
ESPN thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League.
For years, everyone thought Verizon had the best network, because they did. But now the best mobile network in the U.S. is T-Mobile. Some fancy experts finished a network test, and T-Mobile sort of opened a can of whoop-up. T-Mobile's network has the most advanced 5G, with more towers, and their signal reaches further than ever. So you can text and Insta-talk and say, "You won't believe where I am." Seriously, where am I? Hey, I got signal.
The anticipation of a new McDonald's sauce has reached its sweet, smoky, and gold pinnacle special edition gold sauce.
La playa is Spanish for the beach. If you can't remember that, the word Corona also works. Corona, La Playa awaits.
How do we choose?
I know.
Walking explosives.
Gemini, my skin's dry but sticky from the heat. What here could help?
Tough combo. I see some serums which hydrate without being too heavy.
What do the Korean locals use?
Essence is like a light serum that's popular here.
Which one?
Now this is legit.
Welcome to the Nationwide Post-Game Show. I am Scott Van Pelt. We are here in Chicago on a gorgeous evening. Have comeback for the Minnesota Vikings. J.J. McCarthy making his debut as a starter in this league. In the city where he grew up, essentially. Just about 15 miles outside of town. LGP, they call it. LaGrange Park. And he and Justin Jefferson, a couple of JJs. Well, you handing out those chains? Oh, there we go. I knew we weren't handing out those diamonds. I was like, come this way. Great to have you along with us. It's great to be back here with our friends from Monday Night Football. I'm Scott Van Pelt. Ryan Clark will be joining me here on set in just a moment, one of the stars of this game. And it's a game that, look, if you're on social media and you were talking junk about the quarterback of the Vikings, you're going to need to go back into the deletes and tweets, because J.J. McCarthy and this offense were bogged down. They were struggling, could not get anything going. But now down 17-6, early fourth. McCarthy delivers a strike to Justin Jefferson. Hit the gritty and celebrate. They get the ball back. Next drive, Aaron Jones, an excellent route, and McCarthy hits him, and in a blink of an eye, stunningly, Minnesota has the lead in this game. Their defense continues to put the pressure on Caleb Williams, and they get the ball back again, and here goes McCarthy. I'll do it myself. Look at Hawkinson out there blocking for his man. And McCarthy becomes the first player in NFL history to account for 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter of his NFL debut. Kevin O'Connell, his head coach, roaring as Minnesota wins not just a game, not just their quarterback's debut as a starter, but a divisional game, and that means so much in the National Football League, as we know. We head up to the booth and visit with Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. And Joe, we watch these games, whether we're watching them as viewers or in your case you're broadcasting and we're watching you, and it's got a pace to it, right? There's sort of a tenor and a tempo. This game looked for all the world like Minnesota was dead in the water, and then in the blink of an eye it changed. How often can you remember something like that you're calling that totally changed and flipped the script like that?
Yeah, I'm glad you gave it the little disclaimer there, because I would have said last night with the Sunday night game. But yeah, it's rare is it that you have a game that just felt like it was so one-sided and then it just flipped. And it flipped, like Lisa said, with J.J. McCarthy after the pick six. But it flipped. It's easy to point to that. But it flipped, Troy, when the offensive line took over and the Vikings were able to run the ball, which then gave J.J. McCarthy a chance. Prior to that, he just didn't have a chance.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I think what happens, and J.J. McCarthy has been in some big games, and he understands it, that it's not always going to go in your favor, and he hung in there as you would hope that he would do, but still. Kevin O'Connell did a nice job. Like Joe said, they got the running game going. They had some good fortune along the way. The defense made some stops. It was a collective effort, but for the young quarterback to hang in there like he did, that was an impressive night.
Troy, our guy Swag, Marcus Spears asked you on Countdown, will there be a moment when you see it's something that tells you, okay, the light's coming on, it's slowing down, it clicked, and how much, as you alluded to and Joe mentioned, the running game, that gave him the time to use play action, but was there a moment that you think, all right, everything's starting to slow down for this young man?
Not so much a play, because even the pick six obviously was a devastating blow to their chances of winning this football game. But when they got the running game going, you saw him start to at least slow down a little bit and then start delivering the football and getting the ball down the field to Justin Jefferson, and some of the throws that he was able to make. Of course, Aaron Jones there for the touchdown. But it was really not until the fourth quarter that I think he would tell you that he really got comfortable with the pocket. And the running game will do that. And it's why this team, they tried to upgrade that position, which they did. They need more of a running game for a lot of reasons, one of which is being the fact that he is just a second-year player making his first NFL start. But if you're going to compete in the NFC North, you better be physical up front. So there was a lot that went into that decision.
Joe, I mentioned on Countdown that I believe Chicago is not a good sports town. It's a great sports town. And as this game ends and you're calling the last moments of it, boos are raining down here in Soldier Field. It started as well as it possibly could. A drive for a touchdown on their first drive. They were one of 3 teams last year that didn't have one. And it started that way and it ends this way. What's your sense of what Chicago, where they go after this opening game that started with such promise and ends with yet another home loss, now 6 in a row going back to last year?
I don't want to speak on behalf of a city, but I think that this feels different. This feels like, okay, yeah, they lost the game. Caleb Williams looked like a more poised quarterback. They've got Ben Johnson. This is the start. This is the start. And I think Bears fans think, and I think rightfully so, that this is the beginning of something exciting with the Chicago Bears. It wasn't going to be in 1 week. It's going to be a chunk of the season, maybe an entire season. But they have to know coming out of this 2025 season that they've got their head coach. They know that.
Right.
But do they have their quarterback? And I think tonight, for the most part, we saw an improved Caleb Williams who started 10 for 10. There was a lot of good stuff going on. They had the game in their hand, and then they had the penalty on the intentional grounding. They had a holding call, and all of a sudden they're backed up, and the thing flipped. But I don't think Bears fans are going to give up on this new plan.
No, nor should they. And they're telling me we got to go. I'm just interested, Troy, as a quick thought. Do you share that sentiment that, like, it ends, obviously no one wanted it to be a loss, but there's enough positives in there to build moving forward?
I do. I do. I think they've got the right staff, and there's a lot of optimism right now. It looked good for a while. This is going to be a tough loss, of course, but I do think this is different. I think fans will feel different, even though this is a devastating loss as they've experienced at other times. Yeah, I would agree with what Joe said.
Man, always great to be with you. Look forward to doing it throughout this season. We'll talk again next week. Travel safe.
You too, Scott.
See you, Scott.
Appreciate it. Joe Buck and Troy Aikman on the call here from Chicago as Minnesota down 17-6 and looking listless. Leave here with a victory. What do the next 5 weeks look like for both sides? Well, it's a couple of home games for Minnesota. They'll be chanting Skol with Atlanta and Cincinnati coming into town. Then it's trips on the road to Pittsburgh and Cleveland. It's another divisional game for Chicago. They head to Detroit. Lions will be in a foul humor after yesterday's clunker at Lambeau as the Packers won convincingly. And you see the rest of their schedule over the course of these next 5 weeks. Really a remarkable fourth quarter for McCarthy and the Vikings. More post-game coverage from Soldier Field continues after the Vikes' 3-point win. And on the way, I can see the big man. We had to make some tough edits and bad beats. The buffet was loaded. Some stuff's not going to make it on the plate, but plenty will. Buckle up.
Thanks for watching Monday Night Postgame, presented by Nationwide.
Hey, get away. 10 years ago, I invented the Ring video doorbell for moments like that, and Ring security cameras for moments like this.
We get your video.
Protect your home the way I do. Learn more at ring.com.
At Burger King, we don't listen to celebrities. We listen to you. Your next creation is here, the Crispy Onion Whopper. It's got the crisp, the crunch, the bacon, and it's imagined by you. Try the latest in the Whopper by You series today.
I'm not really one for the spotlight, but there is some gravy to be had. You know, I always seem to get primo parking. But you don't have to be a VIP to get more than just savings with Geico. Every customer gets tip-top service with 24/7 fast, friendly claim support.
I never do this, but could I get a picture?
Yeah, it's not like you run into animal celebrities every day.
Stop. It's Doug the Pug! Doug!
I stand corrected.
I literally never do this.
Get more than just savings. Get more with Geico.
Every morning we wake up, happy thoughts in our heads. Only good vibes since the moment that we first met. We are young, we are fun, lost in the moment. You make me dance,
So you think you fast? Just like Heat move on StockX.
Jameson, a famously smooth whiskey from a famously big family. Meet Jose, could be one of us. Even when he shows up uninvited, he's never empty-handed. You see, he's nearly as smooth as our whiskey. Must be a Jameson.
Coming up, full post-game reaction from Soldier Field. We'll hear from both quarterbacks, head inside the winning locker room, and the big man, Stanford Steve, alongside a new edition of Bad Beats. That and a whole lot more in just 2.5.
Drop whatever you're doing right now. The Wendy's $8 JBC meal deal is here. That's 2 junior bacon cheeseburgers, medium fries, and a medium drink. So you better be on your way. Bacon waits for no one. The #1 deal for the #1 bacon cheeseburger, gotta be Wendy's.
Did you know Geico has a 97% customer satisfaction rating?
Is it weird seeing yourself on TV?
It's my job, isn't it? To let people know that Geico's more than just savings.
Certainly have our cat's attention. Whoa.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, it appears so.
Well, they just love great customer service.
Customer service, right.
They don't get this excited for wet food. You know?
No.
Guys, he's right here.
Get more than just savings. Get more with Geico.
At Burger King, celebrities don't rule the menu. You do.
Hey, hi ma'am, what do you want?
A barbecue brisket Whopper would be cool.
We hear you. Try the barbecue brisket Whopper today.
Unlock more with Disney Plus, Hulu, and all of ESPN by stepping into the ring, where heroes rise and empires fall, where every battle cry, every moment of glory lives forever. Biggest live events in WWE are now on ESPN, starting with WrestlePalooza on September 20th. The best sports, movies, and shows. Get all of ESPN, Disney Plus, and Hulu right now. Are you ready?
College football is back. Here's the plan. Take 136 teams who all want the same thing. Glory! Then throw in a bit of loathing. A few undomesticated animals. One primal scream. 1,000 matchups for mayhem's sake. Top this anything but regular season with a 12-team playoff for even more drama. And hand over the keys to your life. Because it belongs to college football now.
Wild world, such a wild world, such a wild.
A line on the Q3 learnings. Then
hey, welcome back to what should be a thrilling second half.
Plan your commute around this dreary Monday morning.
Absolutely electric tonight.
Wait! Go, go, go!
Yeah!
Always great to be back in the greatest summertime city in the USA. That's Chicago, and it felt like the last little bit of summertime today as football is here and fall is here, and they're chanting Skol in Chicago. There's some folks in purple that are very happy as they'll be heading home 1-0. It's Sports Center. I'm Scott Van Pelt. Great to be with you. Ryan Clark is alongside. Always good to be with you, my friend. This is a fun time of year. This is what we do, right? Talk post game. I have a highlight. Would you like to do some of the highlights?
Can we do the highlight? I'd like to do that.
All right. Well, we'll roll.
They're trying to figure out who's coming out though. For you, so.
Oh, okay. Well,
we'll talk to them afterwards.
They have. It's a tease. You have to hang out and see who's coming. There's Caleb Williams. There's the new head coach. That's Ben Johnson, and of course, everybody knows the story of the hometown kid, J.J. McCarthy, and the Vikings. And the very first drive of the game for Chicago, last year they didn't have a single drive in their opening drive for a touchdown. Here on 3rd and 5, an incredible scramble from Williams, and that arm talent on display. That's a fantastic catch from Roma Dunze. And then another 3rd down scramble, the money down in the NFL, and there goes Williams. He's a big man, and he runs through a tackle there, his first rushing touchdown of his career. And the Bears lead 7-0. It's 10-6 into the 3rd. It's a 3rd and 8. They're on the plus side of the field. McCarthy, it's a mistake you can't make. Nashawn Wright, who spent some time on the Vikes practice squad, and there he is jumping this route, and he's gone. And McCarthy And his head coach, Kevin O'Connell, trying to get on the same page. What's the mistake that was made there? Don't make it again. It's 17-6. Minnesota started running the ball, and everything starts happening. There's McCarthy to Jefferson. Again, it's a third down play, and it's a touchdown. Vikings go for 2, don't get it. It's a 5-point deficit. Chicago's offense bogged down. Minnesota started attacking. They could not stay on the field, I should say, Chicago. Meanwhile, Minnesota scoring again. Aaron Jones Sr., a beautiful route and a beautiful throw. Go for 2, they get it and increase the lead to 3. It's 20-17. Bears next drive. 3rd and 14. Looking for Odunze, and he airmails that one. 5th consecutive drive without any points in the second half. Meanwhile, it's the Vikings again driving. And a beautiful fake here, and there goes McCarthy. He's gone. A couple of passing touchdowns, a rushing touchdown. His coach going bananas. Again, the first ever player with 3 touchdowns in the 4th quarter of his NFL debut. Chicago still has time on the clock. And there goes Williams again. Scrambling towards the end zone, trying to get his 2nd rushing touchdown of the night. Initially on the field, they said he got in. They took a look. He did not. Very next play of the game, it's Odunze in the back of the end zone. Touchdown, 3-point game. Chicago gets the ball back, but there is basically no time on the clock, and in some circles it's known as pitchy woo-woo. And there was no woo-woo. There was a little pitchy, and ultimately Minnesota pounces on it, and the comeback is complete. McCarthy and the Vikes are victorious, and here comes our man. Justin Jefferson's going to join us on the set. He was working overtime tonight.
Yes, sir.
What's happening? Welcome. How are you, man?
Good to see you, man.
You as well. Oh, don't hurt yourself. Good Lord. You get off the field healthy, we're going to wreck them on the set. Thanks for taking the time, first of all, to be with us on Countdown, and now to join us after another win here. You've never lost on this field.
Crazy.
Right?
Crazy.
The comeback is really remarkable because we just showed the highlight, and your quarterback's not a rookie, but his first start.
For sure.
It's a struggle.
Yeah.
And there's the pick 6, and you're down 11.
Yeah.
What happened that changed everything for you guys? What was it?
Nothing. Honestly, we kept our head up, we kept our composure, and we kept fighting at the end of the day. We know the guys that we have in our room, the guys that we have on that offense, and it's just all about just going out there and just competing every single play.
JJ told Lisa Salters afterwards, he just mentioned the same thing, belief. How difficult is it to maintain belief in the face of the struggles that are understandable?
Tough. But you got to know adversity is going to hit. You know what I'm saying? Every game is not going to be perfect. That first half was a tough struggle. Us trying to figure out everything. Of course, having JJ as our new quarterback, trying to figure out everything. But that second half, when that locker room told everybody, look, keep our heads up. We're not even down by a lot. We haven't played our best ball, but let's go out there and complete.
Your O-line has added some significant pieces, and they seem to find their footing as well. And when you started to run, all of a sudden, now that play action's a whole lot more effective. How much credit belongs to the men up front that were able to help establish the run, which seemed to unlock a lot?
Tremendous. You know, that's where it all starts at. The O-line is where it starts at. That's where our run game is going to pop off. That's when the passing game is going to pop off. So it's really kudos to the O-line for sure, but also to JP and AJ for running the rock and getting us downfield.
We were talking as we're watching as a group. I was talking with RC and us. We were laughing about the idea that there are folks that discount the notion of momentum in life, and that's fine. But if you're in this place, you could feel it on your side. You're nodding your head as you score, and then all of a sudden you score again and get the 2-point conversion. Just describe how different the energy is on your side, because that defense started getting after it as well.
Momentum is a crazy thing.
Isn't it?
It is. And just like you said, coming off of my touchdown, that momentum strike. You know what I'm saying? We got some momentum. We got that juice flowing again. And, of course, our defense went out there and got some couple stops to get us back on that field to, score 21 points in the fourth quarter. Very difficult. We got it done. But, hey, it's definitely kudos to our defense for sure.
Nice little route there, Aaron Jones Sr. A little subtle little shoulder twitch there that gets the opening. He drops it in. And then
You know what this is like, right? For a guy to go back to his hometown, and we did the story on Countdown. For those that missed it, when he's a little kid, he comes here in an Urlacher jersey. The very first game he sees is against Minnesota, and Adrian Peterson goes bananas and runs for like 2 1/4 and beats his team and breaks his heart. Now, he comes in, and then he gets the rushing touchdown to break some little kid's heart.
Full
but sorry, it's never personal. Always, it's just business.
Sure. Always,
we know what that is.
Always business.
We know what that is. But when you see him go in there and he walks out of this place a winner, what's that like for you all to know that you helped make a man's dream come true?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, that's definitely something special for sure. You know, to being from this hometown, to come in and to perform like this, very special, man. Just we're very excited about the poise that he had, the confidence that he could carry himself with the entire way, and he led us. You know, in the huddle, talking, making sure that we're on our P's and Q's and we're going out there and playing every single snap. No matter what the score is, but for him to come in that huddle, give us those words of wisdom on the sideline, keeping everybody motivated and keep everybody heads up, that's very big, especially from a rookie quarterback.
He's nothing but 22, but they say he's an old soul, and you can feel it to a degree. I loved what you said on Countdown with RC and Swag about when you were a younger receiver, it was hard for you to understand how to be a vocal leader because it wasn't really your role.
Yes.
But now clearly you understand that's what you are as one of, if not the best receivers in this game. What's the message to your group now about, and especially your quarterback, because this is a big night, but it's only the first step in what is a long journey. So what words do you share with your group after this?
So many words, you know, and there's so many things that went well on this field, and there's so many different things that didn't go well on this field. So it's just all about knowing that we're going to go through adversity, knowing that we're going to hit those roadblocks throughout the game sometimes. But it's all about keeping our head up, keeping that confidence, keep going every play at a time. And, I mean, it's just great to come in here away to get a victory like this. It's very, very special, man.
I've gotten to know your head coach a little bit, and he just strikes me as such a steady, solid man. I feel like he's so consistent at all times. And, I mean, we don't always talk about football. In fact, we talk about a million other things. But I think that he seems to set a path that would be real easy to follow. Am I reading that right?
Oh, yeah. And also, he's a great coach. We love him as a coach, you know what I'm saying, as a person.
I guess what I'm asking is how much does the demeanor help the message land with the group when that's sort of the guy that you're taking your P's and Q's from?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of goes, just like I said, back off him as a person, him as a coach. I mean, seeing the juice that he comes with every single day, being able to connect with the players, have a relationship with the players. We want to fight with him. We want to fight for him out here on this field. And he's not perfect as well. We understand that some play calls might not be the best. We understand that we're not perfect as well. So it's just all about working with each other, understanding each other, and coming out here every single day, even at practice, going to work, coming to work every single day. So it's just great that our whole team came together at the end of this game to not hold our heads down, keep our heads up, and keep fighting.
Any play calls you want me to mention to him that weren't the best? Like I said, I talked to JJ afterwards.
I'm going to tell him myself.
Yeah, you don't need me to be the messenger. I understand. Sometimes it helps to put somebody between you and your words. Anyway, congratulations on the great start. Most importantly, as always, I say this to everybody I visit with, especially in your sport, good health along the way, because that's the most important part.
Sure.
But what a start for you and your team. Congratulations.
Thank you, man.
Always appreciate the time. The best wide receiver in the game, he's certainly on that list. And if it's not him, it's his teammate from LSU. You guys are on the same team. That was ridiculous. It truly was ridiculous. Be good, man. Great to see you. All right, RC, getting the telestrator ready. We're going to do some telestrating of the important plays that were made. Is that what we're doing?
That's what we're doing. Yeah, some telestration of important plays. And it's easier when you got good players, though.
Yeah, no, it helps. Throw it
right now, they just got me and you.
That's true. That's true. You got to play the plays you got. I know we're going to play. Give the ball to the big man. The bad beats are on the way.
Drop whatever you're doing right now. The Wendy's $8 JBC meal deal is here. That's 2 junior bacon cheeseburgers, medium fries, and a medium drink. So you better be on your way. Bacon waits for no one. The #1 deal for the #1 bacon cheeseburger, gotta be Wendy's.
I'm really lucky. So I'm sorry. Boss Bottle Beyond, the new eau de parfum.
At Macy's, the fragrance destination.
Gary, used car shopping can't hurt you.
But what if I overpay?
Come out and I'll show you a better way.
Well, show me, Carfox.
Knowing how a car's accident history impacts price means you don't have to overpay. No fear, just Fox. Say show me at Carfax.com.
If you buy a new phone because of a feature that's coming soon, but it's been coming soon for a full year, you could change your definition of soon, or you could just change your phone.
You can get this fixed now and pay later. You can get this fixed now and pay later. And this. Get it fixed now and pay later in 4 interest-free payments at safelight.com.
Safe Light Repair, Safe Light Replace.
Old Spice Gentleman's Super Hydration Body Wash. Vanilla and shea. 24/7 moisturization with vitamin B3.
Are you using all the Old Spice?
Oops.
This is Jess, Peloton instructor, educator, game changer. She needs her money to work as hard as she does. That's why she uses U.S. Bank Smartly checking and savings, which does exactly that, helping her track her spending and grow her money. Together, we'll achieve more than any of us could alone. You got this, Jess.
We got this.
That's the power of Jess, and this is the power of us.
Something's missing. I see.
Let's go. Bush's Baked Beans making a meal.
Baked beans. Of course.
Can we stay for lunch?
Every great performance starts with a great night's sleep. Thanks to new Natrol Sleep and Restore, which helps me be this me. Every great night's sleep starts with Natrol.
New Natrol Sleep and Restore for your ultimate restorative sleep.
We got a lot of work to do. I'm diving headfirst into cutting-edge science to uncover 3 secrets to living better.
You should learn the drums to play a song with me.
Oh, God, okay.
This is gonna suck. The growth that occurs through any challenging experience is really what we see.
Ryan Clark standing by. He'll be with me in just a moment. It's 17-6, and Minnesota has done nothing. And then it all changes. A touchdown to Justin Jefferson. Beautiful route and throw to Aaron Jones Sr. And then an option. And then Hawkinson out there blocking for his guy. 3 touchdowns all in the fourth quarter. Minnesota, a 3-point divisional road victory. We just visited with that man. And here's the head coach of Minnesota after McCarthy in his hometown will go home to his new home a winner.
J.J. McCarthy, clearly just I felt, the thing is I felt poised from the very beginning. I didn't necessarily think our entire group, with some of the things that transpired where we were really close on some things that could have changed the game a little bit. A lot of yardage that we got via some penalties there, but, just didn't do a good enough job sustaining. Obviously converting third downs early on was an issue to be able to get drives going. But J.J. McCarthy, for him to make some of the plays he did, I told him at halftime, you are going to bring us back to win this game. And the look in his eye was fantastic. And the best thing is just the belief I felt from the team, the unit. And ultimately, that doesn't get done without him in the second half. 2 passing touchdowns and then the critical rushing touchdown, at the end.
Ryan Clark alongside, and I just sat here and told Justin Jefferson how much I appreciate his head coach, but he just sat there and lied to everybody and told everybody how close they were early on. I mean, I'm kidding, but they did not appear close.
Yeah.
The pick six, and it's 17-6, and it felt like a wrap. And then as drastically as a game can turn, Ryan, it did. What happened?
I mean, it turned fast, and you mentioned it when you were talking to Jetters, right? The offensive line started to gel, and they got the run game going. But to me, it was the way that J.J. McCarthy was able to execute in the red zone. The first touchdown to Justin Jefferson was masterful planning. And so now you're going to see here, we're going to get a motion, and from the motion, they're going to create a bunch. So if we let the play run until they get into the bunch, we can now see how the route combination helped them get open. And so now once they get into the bunch, we're going to have a clear out here, which is going to take away one of the defenders. And so when the defenders goes, now it's going to be isolated on Kevin Byard. Kevin Byard is going to end up being on top of Justin Jefferson, who is going to cross his face. And when Jefferson crosses his face, Byard is behind, and then J.J. McCarthy layers a perfect throw. Now, as you watch the play unfold, we're going to get one defender to go across the field. Kevin Byard's hips are open. Now we saw Justin Jefferson cross his face. Great throw low and away by J.J. McCarthy. We listened to Scott talk earlier about the little hesitation from Aaron Jones. Here they're going to be right now. We're going to work one-on-one with this backer because we're going to have man-to-man. We're going to get a clear route here by Hawkinson. Hawkinson's going to make sure he gives him some room, and then we're going to push up the field on the post. Because there's man-to-man coverage, the corner is going to be gone as well, which gives us the isolation in the middle of the field, and we'll get to see the stutter by Aaron Jones, which opens it up. Okay, so now we're right here, and we're waiting for him to go. Aaron Jones going to give you the stutter and then move up the field. A good hesitation by J.J. McCarthy in the pocket, and he's able to push the ball downfield for the easy throw and the easy catch. I thought it was amazing to watch them not only understand ways to schematically get their guys open, but J.J. McCarthy having the poise, having the composure, and the patience to wait on those throws. When you throw an interception and when you're being pressured throughout the night, sometimes you start to speed up. J.J. McCarthy didn't allow the Chicago Bears to do that to him late in the second half.
And that coincides with Minnesota's defense getting pressure on Williams, sacking Williams, inability to run. And, I mean, whether you buy momentum or not, the energy in here changes entirely. And this city, which wants so desperately to believe both in its quarterback and its new coach, is sitting here thinking, is this happening again? And it ends with them booing their team off the field.
You know, to boo on night one is a little drastic, right? But that's sports. You talked about it early on. We're also logical when we're fans, right? When we're fanatics. We're also patient. But for Caleb Williams, I think part of it was he did start this game 10 for 10. He was moving in the backfield, creating plays with his legs. And then we watched that dissipate as the night goes on. It was almost as if he started to get comfortable, and now he fell back into some of those bad habits that we saw from last year. Minnesota began to stuff the run. They began to put pressure on Caleb Williams. And instead of him getting the football out of his hands, he started to try to create with his athleticism. And I think they were just off of rhythm. And we talked about it on our new Super Hub, right? We were talking about momentum.
Yeah.
And the fact that you could feel the momentum shifting in the stadium. Caleb Williams and the offense never found a play to stop the bleeding. And sometimes you just got to get that first down, get that drive to give your defense a chance to catch your breath and to give yourself something to be encouraged about.
In watching, and it's a totally different circumstance, but in watching Washington play New York on Sunday, you saw a game that was 14-6 for a lot of it. And New York had a difficult time. Their O-line struggling, and Wilson was struggling, and they couldn't get anything moving offensively. But Washington had the ability to finally get that 21-6 score, and you know, all right, there's no way the Giants are scoring twice, let alone once. But Chicago couldn't get that score to put this thing away. After that, it's 17-6. And the fact that Minnesota, once they got that one, it felt like the entire energy changed. And now Chicago, all of a sudden, it's like, oh, we better do something. If we don't, we might be in trouble. And then the next thing you know, they're behind. Does that feel
Scott,
like,
you know what
am
happened?
I describing what you saw?
It felt like panic set in.
That's kind of what I'm saying.
There was almost a comfort in how well they played early. And then once the game got close, once the game got tight, it felt like they started to question whether or not they should win and that they have the goods to win the game.
Right, and then for the longest it looked like Minnesota, okay, they're not going to do anything.
Yeah.
But then once they did once, it's like being in a fight. You get punched once, you're like, no.
I asked pregame who would respond to adversity. When J.J. McCarthy and the Minnesota Vikings hit adversity, they found an answer. They went a little deeper into their emotional tank and made plays. Chicago didn't.
It's not cliche. It's real, and you saw it in this football game, and that's why Minnesota gets this victory. And for all of you, there's some people out there that are trying to erase their tweets because, my goodness, y'all were burying this first start for the second year, man. You know what I'm saying.
We got it.
Well, he got the dub. And, boy, that's a happy bunch of Vikings. LGP, LaGrange Park in the building. And plenty of his family and friends. And, we got special delivery? Wow!
We got the beats.
My man's going to fly home on a PJ and going to ride out here on a tractor. That's right. Full service. We love it. Here comes the big man for some Pat Beats.
Listen to the first verse.
Watch out now.
When I'm on the field, I straight killer mindset.
You're defined by how you face adversity. It's not about the fear. It's about how you deal with the fear.
For me, failure's never been an option.
At the end of the day, it's only me that can stop myself.
Discipline gets you through when motivation can't.
Walk until there's only one of you left.
The cost of chasing the dream is sacrifice.
It's my obligation to try to take it as far as possible.
This is walk or die.
There's a way to succeed, so don't fail.
Without that brotherhood, I wouldn't be where I am today. How far could you go?
How far would you go?
How far would you go?
The Long Walk. Rated R. In theaters.
Drop whatever you're doing right now. The Wendy's $8 JBC meal deal is here. That's 2 Junior Bacon Cheeseburgers, medium fries, and a medium drink. So you better be on your way. Bacon waits for no one. The #1 deal for the #1 bacon cheeseburger, gotta be Wendy's.
Thursday Night Football on Prime is back. It's on.
Thursday Night Football returns, and it all kicks off at Lambeau Field with Washington versus Green Bay. Stream Thursday Night Football. Commanders, Packers, only on Prime.
GSSI profile complete.
How much sweat are you willing to lose? Because when you do that, you can surpass the hype. You can inspire generation after generation. You can compete against anything. So how much are you willing to lose? That's how you know. Hey now, say now. How much you willing to win? Hey now, say now.